Hello guys, I'm Cambridge English teacher Rory, or Cambridge Rory from studentlanguages.com, and in today's video I'm going to be critiquing a CAE, that's C1 Advanced, proposal. So that's part 2 of the writing paper. I'm going to show you the question, then I'm going to show you a student's answer, then I'm going to critique that answer, making corrections. I'm then going to add my comments and score to the Cambridge English Examiner Assessment Scale, which is how the examiners mark your paper. So, let's get started. The question for this part 2 proposal is: you work for an international company which has had a very successful year. Now the director of the company has invited all staff to make suggestions for ways to celebrate this success. You decide to write a proposal outlining 2 ideas for how to do this and explaining how the company can benefit from them. You should also say which idea you would recommend more strongly. Okay, so what I would do in the exam, just quickly, is I would identify my target reader. So that's who's going to read my proposal, just the director, which lets me know that the writing should be quite formal. And identify what type of writing it is. It's a proposal. And then what do I need to do? Outline 2 ideas for how to do this and explain how the company can benefit. Okay, so celebrating the success, we're writing a proposal for 2 ideas how to celebrate and why it will be beneficial to the company. So, and also which idea you would recommend more strongly. Okay, so of the 2, which one do I recommend more strongly? So here's the original answer, but I'm actually going to make my corrections on a copy of that answer on the next page. So it says, I appreciate to be given the opportunity. Okay, firstly, we normally say I appreciate being given. I appreciate with being rather than to be given. So here, better to say appreciate being. Given the opportunity to present my ideas regarding the celebration of our recent success. Okay. Good. Yep, that's exactly what the question's asking you to do. They've rephrased the words in the question, so that's a good opening sentence. The only thing is this phrase, appreciate doing something. The following suggestions should allow all staff to enjoy the benefits of their hard work of the last year. Okay, good. That's also mentioned in the question, the benefits. So let's see what they say. It's a fine introduction. If I had one comment to make, just looking at it, I think it may be slightly on the shorter side. So it's possible we could add an extra sentence in somewhere. But let's carry on and have a look at this first main paragraph. Music brings people together. Therefore, a concert of a popular band like the Foo Fighters in a central location like the Hallenstadion is an appropriate option. Excuse my pronunciation of Hallenstadion. Is an appropriate option. Good. So it seems like the languages are suitably formal for the director. So I'm liking that so far. Nice use of the word therefore, linking word. I'm going to make a couple comments here now. So the language, there are a couple of minor errors. For example, appreciate to be given. But the language is appropriately formal. There is evidence of good linking words and phrases. We'll come back to this to see if there are linking phrases as well. which help to structure the writing on an individual paragraph level. The writing is clearly laid out with separate paragraphs. Okay. So I can see why this is being beneficial, because it's going to bring the company, the people in the company together. It's a good idea. The vicinity to the airport is advantageous. Yeah, normally we say vicinity of something. So I would actually say the vicinity of the stadium to the airport probably would be better. Or maybe you could just say its vicinity to the airport. So then we know we're talking about the stadium's vicinity to the airport. Is advantageous for employees from abroad. Okay. Yes, good point. Another benefit for the employees. So let's just have a quick look at the question again. How the company can benefit from them. So, okay, well, yes, well, the last point is not talking about how, I guess it's talking about how people in the company can benefit, but the company can benefit from the first sentence you said, which is that it's bringing employees together. Moreover, good linking word as well. Add that into the part below. Moreover, witnessing the performance of one of the greatest bands of our time together enables the staff to bond with each other. Yes, okay, so, yeah, that's good. It's possibly better to put it at the beginning with this part, because you sort of have this sentence, or here, and then put this one after, because this sentence is a little bit separated from the other sentences. And this sentence isn't actually talking about the benefit to the company as such. So if you could think of another way that music could, and this type of concert could be beneficial to the company, that might be better to add in here. So that sentence there in the first main paragraph is talking about how the vicinity of the concert could be beneficial to individual employees. But it might be better to focus more on how the concert could be beneficial to the company as a whole, which is what you have said in the other sentences, just to build on that possibly. And that would make a bit of a nicer flow to this paragraph also. A more extraordinary idea is spending a weekend in Greece, okay? Employees can relax, enjoy spending time together and get to know each other from a different perspective. Good, very good sentence, nice language, different perspective. The whole thing actually, get to know each other from a different perspective. There are some less common words and phrases used throughout. For example, get to know each other from a different perspective. Team building workshops allow the people to build a team spirit. Yes, not a team spirit, just team spirit. Build team spirit. By giving the blue and white collar employees the opportunity to participate, they commit strongly to the company as they are treated fair and equal. Yeah. Okay. maybe I would say team building workshops on this weekend, because team building workshops allow the people to build a team spirit. I would also remove the, by the way. It sounds like you're kind of just talking in general, but it's probably better to be more specific and say that there will be, that you suggest team building workshops on this weekend. And the reason for that is to build team spirit. So I think I will add something here just to say the second main paragraph about workshops could be made more specific so the reader understands you are suggesting such workshops at the weekend or on the trip. Make it more clear for you. This would help. Both these ideas that I've written here would help with the flow of the writing. Help the reader to read it more easily and understand it more easily. By giving, yes, this is a good point though. It is a good idea to make blue and white collar employees have equal opportunities to participate. To the company as they are treated fair and equal. Yeah, and I agree. I think it would help them commit strongly to the company. Although it is the more expensive event, I highly recommend going to Greece. Good phrase. Can I add that into the bottom? I'm actually living in Greece at the moment. I'm in Crete. The commitment increases and therefore leads to long-term employment. Again, I would maybe be slightly more specific here. The commitment increases. The commitment of employees to the company increases, would be better to say. Something like this. And therefore leads to the long-term employment and the knowledge, and therefore could lead. It doesn't necessarily lead to that. Maybe better to use a phrase like could lead, which is also showing different grammar structures. Because here we have present simple, a lot of present simple. So it's good to try and use more grammatical structures, and that would be an opportunity to do that using the modal verb. I'm going to make that comment here. It would be good to see more attempt at using more complex grammatical structures. For that reason, that's why I'm thinking like 2 or a 3 for language. Could be 3 if you're lucky and you get an okay examiner. Also here again, for the communicative achievement, I'm thinking 2 or 3. I think I'm going to give it a 2 because I think it can be improved, the flow of the writing. As a result, it is financially beneficial. Yeah, and again, instead of saying it is, you could say it could be financially beneficial to the company. It's not necessarily, but you think it might be. So, but the content was relevant, I would say. The only thing I was thinking maybe to is that you can make it more specific, and also that maybe this one, I mean, okay, it's an okay sentence, but maybe you could add something here with a bit more detail. And I think you have room. I think you have an extra 20, maybe 20 odd words, a couple sentences that you could add in, which would help. So I'm going to say most of the content is relevant to the task. But yeah, I think, however, there is room for more content because I think it's a bit too short. Yeah, there's room for more content. Yeah. I've already talked about communicative achievement. The organisation is good. It's good enough. The writing is clearly laid out with separate paragraphs. The paragraphs are built well, generally, with clear introduction sentences, which are then added to in the following sentences. Could just be helped a little bit by the points that I've made in here. There is evidence of good linking words and phrases. So linking phrases, as a result, is a good example. There we go. Which helps structure the writing on an individual paragraph level. Good. Okay. And language, a couple minor errors. For example, appreciate to be given. Team spirit being uncountable, not putting "a" before it, removing the word "the" here. But it's appropriately formal, as I've said. There are some less common words and phrases used throughout. For example, these two. It'd be good to see more attempt at using more complex, attempt at using more complex grammatical structures. So that's my overall thoughts. Almost good enough, not quite, but with the essay, I think it would be good enough. Sorry, I think actually I gave this one a 2, this one a 3, and this one a 3. Yeah. Which is 9, 11 out of 20. Essay that you did, I think I awarded 16, which would be 27 out of 40, which is a pass because you only need to average 24 out of 40. So a couple of small things you can do to just tie it together, make it a bit more concise, and also room to add a bit more extra information if you have time to do so. Okay, but good job, and I hope you found this video useful. I'll see you again soon, everybody. I've been Cambridge English teacher Rory from studentlanguages.com. Take care. Bye-bye.